All right, so we've got a real head scratcher today. Think about it. Seattle. It's one of the biggest tech hubs on the planet, right? You've got Microsoft, Amazon, the giants. And then you've got AI, which is, it's the biggest thing in tech, period. So how on earth did a city that's basically built on innovation start to, well, hate it? We're going to dig into that. And this quote, this is everything. Her reaction wasn't about me at all. It was about her entire environment. This is the key that unlocks this whole mystery. It comes from an AI founder who was just completely blindsided. He showed his passion project to a brilliant ex-colleague and got hit with this wall of negativity. And right away, he knew this wasn't about the tech. No, this was a clue to something much, much bigger.
Okay, so to really get what's going on, we have to rewind. Let's go back to the moment this whole thing kicked off. It all starts with, of all things, a really, really awkward lunch.
So picture the scene. You've got this founder. He's pouring his heart and soul into a new AI startup. He sets up a meeting with a former coworker who he thinks is just brilliant. You know, the kind of engineer who can look at any idea and immediately see its potential. He's not there for a simple good job. He's looking for real, hard-hitting feedback from someone he truly respects.
But that is not what happened, not even a little bit. Instead of talking about his project, she just unloads on him. He gets this whole rant about all the terrible mandatory AI tools she's being forced to use at her big tech job, things like Copilot, 365. His idea? It barely even got a mention. It was all about her frustration.
And then she drops this bombshell. A project manager on her team was just laid off. And when they asked why, the director's reason was, and I'm not kidding here, that their org wasn't effective enough at using Copilot 365. Can you even imagine? It's completely absurd. This is the kind of punitive, nonsensical environment she was stuck in every single day. So that lunch was the spark. The founder starts talking to other people, and he realizes, oh, this isn't just one person having a bad day. He's getting the same exact hostile vibe from tech workers all over Seattle. This wasn't an isolated incident, it was a citywide pattern. And the difference was just night and day. When he'd travel, we're talking Bali, Paris, even San Francisco, people were excited. They were curious, they asked questions, they wanted to know what he was building. But back home in Seattle, the second he said the letters AI, it was like a switch flipped, just instant hostility. So what in the world happened? How did it get so bad? Well, it seems to trace back to this thing people are calling the AI panic. Basically, a super fast, super destructive cultural collapse inside these huge Seattle tech companies. They were under insane pressure from the market to be seen as an AI company, and it broke everything. And look how fast this all went down. It really wasn't always this way. You had a culture of empowerment, of a growth mindset. Then, boom, the layoffs hit. Anything that wasn't core to a team's charter? Gone. Axed. Then came the panic. All of a sudden, if your project wasn't labeled AI, you were basically irrelevant. Which leads us to today, where brilliant engineers are being forced to use broken tools they literally aren't allowed to fix. And this panic created something really ugly, the AI caste system. Yeah, a caste system. It's this brutal new hierarchy inside the companies. Overnight, you were either one of the cool kids, the protected, prestigious AI talent, or you were everyone else. And everyone else basically became second-class citizens in their own offices. And just imagine what daily life was like for this everyone else group. It was just soul-crushing. First, you're forced to use these janky internal AI tools that are often way worse than what you had before. Second, you see exactly how to fix them, but you're not allowed to touch them. That's the special AI team's job. Third, you're not seeing any of these promised productivity gains. And the final insult? You're told to just shut up about it. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Bring up AI in a Seattle coffee shop now, and people react like you're advocating asbestos. Wow. The bitterness didn't just stay at work. It's bled out into the whole city's tech scene. AI has become this toxic topic. And look, this isn't just about people being unhappy. This isn't just bad morale. This toxic culture has real, measurable, damaging results. It's kicked off this vicious cycle, this downward spiral that is actively killing innovation. So here's how the spiral works. Step 1, engineers are made to feel like they're not AI people, that they're not qualified. Step 2, the company does nothing to empower them or train them, which just reinforces that feeling.
Step 3, the company pushes out these bad, half-baked AI tools from the top down, which just makes everyone cynical and think, see, AI is useless. And that's it. The spiral locks in. Good luck innovating in that environment.
So who actually gets hurt in all this? Well, pretty much everybody. The companies lose because they've basically taught their best and brightest engineers that their job is no longer to innovate. The engineers lose because they're just stuck in this cycle of resentment and self-doubt. And the actual innovators, the people trying to build cool new stuff, they get treated like they're either a threat or just an idiot.
All right, let's pull back for the big finish here. To really see what's at stake, we need to compare Seattle to its biggest rival, San Francisco. And it really all comes down to mindset. In Seattle, what you have is world-class talent that is just drowning in resentment. But in San Francisco, for all its own problems, there is still this core belief that they can change the world with technology. And that belief, well, it changes everything. And this is maybe the most important point of all. Let's be super clear. This is not about talent. The engineers in Seattle are just as good, just as brilliant as engineers anywhere else on the planet. The difference isn't skill, it's belief. It's a cultural problem, a top-down crisis that has completely poisoned the well. So it leaves us with a pretty massive question, right? We always talk about tech and money and talent being what drives the future. But what if the most important thing is actually culture? And it makes you wonder, can a whole city's cynicism, a cynicism created by bad management, actually be enough to stop the future from happening? It's a scary thought.